friends. Okay, let me find myself. Okay, see if I can get myself shared where I need to go. Presenter 4. Share, share, share. We'll share there as well. Okay. And one last share. Why was I supposed to be doing this? Maybe I need to do it as a link. And then, hey guys. Hey there, sweet Connie. How are you, my dear? I hope you are having a blessed, wonderful week. So, yeah, there we go. Hey there, Miss Yvonne. How are you, dear? Thank you so much for popping in. I do appreciate it. Miss MJ was supposed to be on, and I know I saw her on before the rest of us popped in, so I don't know if she forgot or something. And then but here I am. It's all good. I'm just a little discombobulated because I wasn't expecting to be on just yet. So just bear with me. How you doing, Miss Wendy? Yes, exactly. Hello, hello, howdy to all. So today's event is out with the old and in with the new, because it's the new year, right? Or at least here shortly. And so normally that's what we say, right? We say, like, you know, the new year's coming in, so you're supposed to, like, get out all the bad stuff, all the bad jujus and all the things out of your house and bring in all the good stuff. So we have been taking, you know, old things or things that we either already had or things that would have gone out in the trash and changing them into something new. So y'all just bear with me a second while I go grab what I am going to be working with, and I shall be right back. But I wanted to pop on, and so that way we don't lose too many people. So y'all hold please. Yay! Whoop whoop! It's almost your birthday. Hello there, Miss Mary. Welcome in. How are you? Yes, happy Monday to everybody, right? Okay, so let me turn the camera down so you guys can see what I have and what I'll be working with today. So, and I have my phone on charge because it was dying on me. I have an old glass bottle that we are going to repurpose. Normally, right, when you get finished with something, you tend to toss it out or recycle it or something. But you know, if it's pretty, it's got a pretty shape. In my case, if it's got like a flat surface where I can decoupage something on, or if it's got like this nice decaling on it, then you know, I tend to keep them. So they don't really make it out in the trash. But I have too many of them. So I do actually need to start doing something with them. So we are actually going to get this bottle prepped. Now I will be on for a bit because, like I said, Miss MJ did not pop on. And I was going to prep the bottle. But guess what? You guys are going to be here with me. So we're going to try out my new heat tool. You know, see how it does. So I'm trying to heat up and get this off. I did wash it, and sometimes if I put it inside of the dishwasher, it'll come out, but sometimes it won't. I love these bottles. They're super cute. And this is a smaller one too, so I really like that. So let's see. Hubby told me to see how my new heat tool is working, so we're definitely gonna be testing it out today. So my plan was to do this part and have all of this done, but hey, you guys get to see the process. So you get to hang out with me a little bit longer today. And I do have some clay out as well, because I do plan on using the clay to make, you know, like a cute design on it. And as we know, we have to use paper some form or fashion. So of course we will be using paper today. You know, remember, the more you heat it up, the less goop you're gonna have left over. You know, if you know somebody who works either in a restaurant or at a bar, you can get a lot of the really cool looking shapes of bottles without, you know, without having to actually consume them. So there is, and that way also you can get a variety, because you know, not everybody always, you know, will drink all the things, because sadly, you know, not everybody, which is a good thing actually, likes to have like the, you know, different liqueurs or what's it called, or wine bottles and stuff. Like I like to paint them, but I don't drink, so I don't drink wine. I don't like it. The only thing I like to drink is an amaretto sour, and that's what this bottle is. I think Lisa Mary yesterday was saying that that's what she likes. I think it was Lisa Mary I heard say that on her live. I might be wrong, but I thought so. I was like, ooh, we like it too. See, flea markets will carry them. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can find them without having to consume the actual contents of them. You know, you can get them from, like, honestly, like, if I lived closer to my family, but, you know, they're in Europe, And over there, drinking wine is, is quite common at, at dinner time and such. So, I mean, I remember I was there for like 2 weeks, and a few years back, and I remember the first day that we were there, there was obviously they had wine, and like I said, I don't drink. Everybody else does. And I was like, ooh, can I get I knew I couldn't bring the bottles back with me, but I was like, could I get the corks? And they looked at me kind of weird, and my mom was like, yeah, she likes to craft. And so then after that, for the whole time that I was there, they saved the corks and handed them to me. Let me just tell you that I did come home with a small Ziploc bag of wine corks. It is crazy. I do not understand that, but I know it's like espresso. It's in the culture to drink that. Hey there, Miss Renee. How are you, dear? And it's not like anybody gets drunk or anything. They're just so used to opening up a bottle of wine when they go to have their supper. But like I said, not my thing. But again, you can find people who do. And you can, like I said, get the corks, you could get the cool bottles. Things of that nature. I was not about to try to risk it. I'm sure you could, but if you ever have flown, the way that they care about your bags, they fling those bags around. I was like, it would not have made it. It would not have made it. I would have ended up with shattered glass. I mean, I have literally sat, because I like looking out the window, so I sit at the window seats. I have sat and literally seen them lunging the bags around. I'm like, oh my gosh. Forget if anybody has anything. I get it that's why they say that if it's fragile, you're supposed to have it with you in your carry-on, because that's what you towed with you. But, like, come on. But yeah, they just throw everything around. And I remember there was a bag that was thrown half on the conveyor belt that went from the little cart that they bring with all the things, and it was going up to the airplane. And when they threw it on the conveyor belt, it didn't land all the way, so it was kind of hanging over. Well, by the time it made it almost all the way up to the plane, it fell out. So imagine, the height of an airplane, and your bag is falling. Like, if you had anything in there, it would not survive. So no. Yeah, I remember when I came back from Costa Rica, and I was bringing back some coffee cream, and oh my gosh, you have to buy it at the duty free at the airport, because they won't let you bring it from outside. And so you buy it there, and then you have to hand it to the steward when you go in, and then you have to take it out afterwards and walk with it. And yeah, it's a whole thing. it's a whole thing. Okay, So pretty much she's nice and clean. I am going to give her a little wipe down just to make sure I don't have any extra goo, which honestly, by heating it up really well, you get most of the goop off. So that was a trick that I've learned for both like labels like these, but also like your Goodwill labels. If you ever get anything from there, you heat that up until that label turns black and it comes off and there's no goop left on whatever, you know, whether it's a book or it's a container, you know, it'll come off, which is actually really nice. So I know that lots of y'all amazing crafters like to do bottle art, and that way you get to repurpose maybe bottles that, you know, were either gifted to you or that you found, right, that would have been trash, and now they're going to become, you know, you're going to make it something new, something to keep with, right? So I guess my question is, what has been like your favorite redo of a bottle? Like, what has been like your absolute favorite one that you redid? Was it like vintage looking? Was it floral? Was it maybe Christmas? Like, what was it? I'm really curious what the theme of your favorite bottle that you ever redid was, if you've ever done a bottle. My favorite was a steampunk Kraken one, and I actually still have it. It's in my case. It's in my glass case. That is one I don't think I would sell. You did a bunny one? Like, did you add the ears to it? Oh my gosh, now my brain is going like 1,000 miles per hour. Now I'm like, ooh, I need to make an Easter one. Put ears on it. All the things. Oh. Because that's me, okay? That's just how I am. Alright, so I am going to paint mostly the sides. Reason being because I want to be able to see the image that I'm going to put. And so there's two ways when you're doing bottles, there's two ways that you can put an image on, okay? So I could put the image on the front here, okay, and paint the rest, and then put lights in, and the image shows that way. You could also do it where you reverse it, and you actually put the image on the back, and it comes through, and you see it kind of like a snow globe. Think of it like that. So, oh, napkins. So yeah, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do more of a snow globe type, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to put the image on the back facing forward so that we can see it from the front. Okay, so that's my plan. All right, now the question is, what image do I want to use? So I'm going to start scouring my different napkins. Oh, I need to go look at I just got a whole bunch of Valentine's Day napkins. I need to look at those. Because I need something small. Because like, that's small, but I'll lose the horns. Because like, it's not small enough. Yeah, I'll lose the horns on that one. So let me go see if I have a Valentine's Day one. Yeah, I love using napkins. Napkins are like the best ever. You could also use rub-ons. We talked about a bunny. I saw those ones. You may end up using that basket if I don't find something that'll suit what I'm thinking. That's actually pretty cool, but that would be more fall colors. And we are kind of trying to go into Valentine's, not trying to stay into winter or anything like that. Yeah, and I definitely am not trying to do Halloween. As much as I love Halloween, I'm not trying to do Halloween. We're trying to move into the new year, y'all. Not stay behind. Okay, so I'm going to look and see if I like how this looks. Hey there, Miss Teresa. How are you, dear? Welcome, welcome. See, that one would fit. Y'all know that bows are like the in thing now, right? Just in case if you did not know. Bows are like the in thing. Which is kind of crazy. This one says, bless your heart. And if you're from the South, you know that could mean two things. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well, my friend. Very glad to hear that. Do. Bum 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 bum. don't think I have anything else that might work the way I'm thinking. Let's do something like him. Let's see. You like the heart one? Yeah, that's what I said. I was like trying to figure out. So the bless your heart, and then we could always paint the outside here in the shape of a heart to look through, or we can just do it in the front as well. But I like the idea of doing like a shaker, so we're gonna do like a shaker with it. What are we gonna go with? That is exactly what we're going to go with. And then I like the colors, so we can play off of the colors from here as well. Alright, so first things first, we're going to trace this. And the reason why I'm tracing it before I take the plies off is because it's a lot easier to cut something, to cut a napkin while you have the plies on than when you know, afterwards. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut it first, and then we'll take the plies off. And then after we have trimmed all of this, we will paint it. So, and I'm going to keep the rest of that napkin because I'm going to use some of it for something else. Just gonna try to get my pencil marks off of the edge just so that we don't see them. That's why you use a pencil, not a pen. You could use a friction pen. The ones that when you heat it up, it the ink disappears. You could always use one of those if you have that. But I like good old pencil. It has worked, so I mean, it's worked since I was in elementary school. My Christmas was good, Miss Teresa. I got to spend it with my 3 kids. How was yours? I was very blessed to be able to have all of the kiddos home this Christmas. Last Christmas was hard because the middle one was off at boot camp. So this year was definitely special. He was able to be home, and so obviously that's always a blessing. And he'll, at least for a little bit, until he gets, yes, I have some. I just always use my pencil. It's just a habit. Just a very bad old habit. But yes, friction pens are amazing. If you've never used them, they are so worth it. That is awesome. I saw Miss Sherry got to have a haul of her kids home as well, so that was nice to see. It's really, sometimes the kids don't understand how important it is for us mamas to have them around. You know, they might think it's silly or whatever, but it means a lot. You know, and it was so cute because like my oldest, he got me a few presents. So he got me this sweater that I'm wearing. It has a big old fox on it. He said it was a really cute fox, and so he thought of me and was like, "Oh, Mom would like that," and he was right. I do. I love it. And then he also got me a foot massager because he knows how much my feet ache. So very grateful for that. But, you know, just being able to see them all together laughing, and it means so much. It does. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and put our medium down. I am just going to use regular old Elmer school glue, white school glue. It dries clear. It works great. But you can use Mod Podge. You can use whatever it is that, now I do not plan on washing this, so I don't have to use like the dishwasher safe Mod Podge or anything, so I don't have that concern. If you obviously plan on making something that you plan on it being used in those manners, then I would say yes, obviously. I have plantar fasciitis in both of my feet, so my feet ache a lot. Yeah, hubby said that he was like, because essentially from him, my gifts were my new heat tool and a new pair of shoes, of orthotic shoes. And then when I came home and he saw that I had a foot massager from Joshua, he was like, well, I was like, yeah, it's bad when everybody knows my feet be hurting. It's one of the reasons why I can't stand for too long, I can't walk for too long. It's not nice. Yeah, the orthopedic doctor, he told me, he was like, yeah, you're a special case, because normally people with plantar fasciitis only have it in one foot. I am part of the 0.1% that have it in both. So I'm like, yay me. Yay me. Okay, so that's what it looks like. You see how we put it on the inside, so it looks like, you know, we can see through. So we're going to try to dry this up a little bit. Yeah, I always wondered why my feet hurt so much, and I found out. And of course you compound that along with my spina bifida and scoliosis and just all that kind of crud. Yeah, not really nice. Alright, so this is almost fully dry. I want to try to spread it a little bit, make sure that I have all of the wrinkles out. That is awesome. I'm doing a whole lot better than what I used to. So I'm very grateful for that. Got about all of the wrinkles out. Yeah, what was it? I was installing the Bible app yesterday, and I was trying. I hope that she's okay as well. Like I said, she was on her page before we started the event, crafting. So I don't know if she forgot. Which, I mean, it happens. It's been crazy with the holidays and everything. Because it's not like her. It's really not like her. So I think she just forgot. Lord, now you got me questioning myself. She should be on. Cause see, now I'm confused with times myself. Let me pull that up right quick. Sarah is on at 7. She's on at 7 because I was supposed to be on from 6 to 7. So she'll be on at 7. You'll be on at 8. Deb will be on at 9, and Wendy will be on at 10. So, yeah, times will stay the same. I'll just be filling in for a little longer than my time. That's all. So, hey there, Miss Mandy. How are you, sweet friend? And now I did that just a little bit too strong and messed that up just a tad bit. Yeah, she's on at 7. She'll be on at 7. That's her time. Nothing has changed as far as anybody else's times. I just hopped on so that we wouldn't have a gap. I was here at the house. Well, I had gotten back from Michael's. I was picking up some of their 12 by 12 containers. You know, for the papers, the 12 by 12 paper containers that are on sale. I went to go pick some of those up. And I'd gotten home, was taking care of the cats when I was looking for her, and I'm like, where is she? So, yeah. You survived the holidays. That's good. I did have a wonderful time. So yeah. Like I said, any time that I get to spend with the kids and with hubby is a good time. So I was very, very blessed for sure. Okay, so before I paint, I actually want to add on, and I want to do something with some of this clay, and I want to do something around the neck portion. Excuse you. Well, hello to you too, sir. Are you gonna come and hang out with me? Hmm? You know, I think we all just try to survive the holiday season so we can get to the following year, right? I think that's pretty much how that works. So, yeah, I think that is how it pretty much goes. Yo, let me take my rings off before I get clay on them. Now, if you have molds, this is where you can use molds. I'm trying to think if I have a mold that I want to use. Yeah, we can make some flowers. That'll be fun. Thank you for the sprinkles. I appreciate that. I do. Said I'll be here for a little bit longer, so I have Chihuahuas and have acquired 3 cats. I don't know how. Yes. Well, we have 6, and they're all very, very unique and very special in their own ways. That is for sure. Oh, it is. It is a whole different thing. Yeah, that was Wick with his rude self. Just top out right on. Hello there, Miss Donna Sue. How are you? It is very entertaining. That is for sure. You got that right. It is very entertaining to watch these cats for sure. Yeah, I have a blast every day because, yeah, it's like I said, I came home and I was putting things away, and they each have their demands, you know. And then we've had a neighbor cat recently start popping up, and I don't know what's going on, because they've been trying to sell their house for a while now, and so for a while they had left, and then now it seems like they're back. I don't know. And so, but over the holidays, I don't know if they forgot about their cat or what, but you need cat counseling and education. Well, if I can help, I will do my best. All of our cats have pretty much found us. So, other than me growing up around cats and dogs, it's been a learning process for sure. Because, you know, when you're younger, your parents do most of the taking care of an animal, even though you say it's yours, right? But, I mean, I remember some stuff. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stick to like the roses, seeing as most of what is around it tends to be roses. I think that's what I'm gonna stick with. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and pop these out so I can make some more. Or do you think I should do some different flowers, like mix them up? Because I think this is like a, let's see what this one, I think this one's like more like a sunflower though. The biggest thing with cats is, yeah, that kind of looks like a sunflower, right? Or like a daisy. I don't know, it's cute. Biggest thing with cats is, you know, you have to have patience and earn their trust, because they're not like a dog who essentially blindly trusts you. You really have to earn their trust. When they say that, you know, animals you know, can tell like a person's personality and stuff like that? Oh yes, they can. Especially a cat. Cat don't like you. If a dog don't like you, then there's something really wrong with you. Ah. Well, see, like, I know that, like, I don't mind if there is, you know, if there's, like, an outdoor cat community. Because community cats actually are very beneficial. You know, they help keep different rodents down in areas and things of that nature. So they're very beneficial. The biggest thing is, you know, trapping, neutering, spaying, and then, you know, making sure they have shelter and food and they know where to go find it. And there are lots of programs that help with like the spay and neuter part. The thing is, there's like our animal control. If a cat ends up there, especially if it's an older cat, they're pretty much dead. We have very high kill shelters. So, yeah. They're big babies and just want me all the time. So they're cuddle bugs. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. That is so sweet. We have some that are cuddle bugs. We have some that they want to cuddle with you when they want to cuddle with you. Don't try to tell them other things. Yeah, one of the ones that has like the heated pad. It's important to be able to, you know, because it's hard for them to regulate their body temperature. Especially cats. It's harder. You know, we think many times, oh, because they got all that fur and stuff, but nah, it's hard for them. Have you asked your local county though if they do? So like when we were living in when we were renting before we moved out this way, there was a little bad cat population in that area. So I reached out and found a place that if you trap them, you know, like in a live trap, you would get and bring them in, they would highly discount the cost. And so my husband actually asked somebody at work if they had like a live trap, which they did, and so we used it to get them in. And the only thing was like, you know, I was like, yeah, don't, you know, like tip, if they're gonna be outside, tip their ear so people know that they are being taken care of. Really? Have you asked like your local humane society? Because I would find that weird. There are several like no-kill shelters that I follow, and I know the bulk of them are in Texas, but I think there's at least one that I follow that's in Florida. And their big thing is, you know, promoting the community cats or barn cats for out in the country. And it's trying to get the cats out of shelters that will normally put them down and try to give them, like, you know, second option. Okay. Yeah, I'd say try and give them a call and see if there's some kind of program or something that would help. You know, let them know that there are these cats just keep popping up in your area, and you know, because a neutered or spayed cat honestly has a higher life expectancy, like a pet, honestly, than one who isn't, because they're less likely to get in fights. They're less likely to roam, so they're more likely to stay close to the community and where they know they're going to be fed, and where they can find shelter. So yeah, I told hubby, I was like, sweetheart, I love you, and but I'm letting you know that if you do pass away before I do, I'm letting you know that I'm going to turn our house into a shelter for senior cats, because senior cats have the highest rate of kill in a when they're picked up by, like, the Humane Society or animal control, anything like that, because, you know, they're not the cute little kitten, and, you know, some of them may have health problems and stuff like that. So he's like, yeah, I kind of figured. And I don't know what I would call it, but it would be in honor of our Mr. Toby. Our Mr. Toby, he is one of the cats that was here when we moved here, and he was left behind after his mom died, and the children came in, the human children, and dispersed the cats and sold the house. Instead of taking the cats, or instead of taking them to a shelter, they just left them out. So he's one of the ones. There's two others. One who's pretty much been taken care of by the people, the young couple that bought the house. And then there's another one. He doesn't really stay too still, or she. We think she's a she now, not a he. We call her Kit Kat, and she comes around for food, and she's gotten to where she'll let us pet her now. Before, you couldn't even get close to her. So, you know, it's our neighbor next door has a garage. We don't have a garage, and so he actually leaves the garage cracked open so that either Toby or the other cat can get in there if need be. Hey there, Miss Vicky. How are you, sweet friend? Okay, so now that I have my pieces done, okay, and this is still not 100% dry, so I can still mold them a little bit, all right, to fit my, you know, the different areas. And I do want to put one up here, so I might end up putting a rose up here or something. But for now, let's glue as many as we can onto the glass here, and then we're going to paint over them, okay? They all fit in the, aw, that's so sweet. Yeah, the first year that we moved here, I was so worried because Toby would not come indoors. And at the time, the gentleman next door, he worked, and sometimes it'd be a while before he would get back from work. He used to work at the General Mills close not too far from us. And I'm gonna paint, and then I'm gonna glue, and then I'm gonna paint again. So let me grab, actually I have white paint right here, so I'm gonna use that. So I would get worried, and there was a local lady in our Buy Nothing group on Facebook, because most places have a Buy Nothing group where you can, you know, things that you don't need anymore, you can donate, or if you have questions, you can ask them there and things of that nature. And that's also another good resource, is to ask there as well, because you'd be surprised the amount of people that are on sites like that that actually know about, you know, programs and things. And she was making the outdoor, she actually asked for donations of either old totes with lids, with functioning lids, or the funds to buy the straw. And so, because I guess from wherever she worked, she was able to get the styrofoam coolers. And so you have like the plastic tote, one of the large ones, and then you put the cooler inside, you line it with straw, you put the lid on, you cut a hole into it, and then you line the inside with straw, and that actually acts like an insulator. And it has to be straw. I learned this, straw, not hay. You know, it's an easy way to remember. Hay is for horses, straw is for cats. Straw helps them to keep their body temperature. It also does not freeze, and hay tends to have like all kinds of like little bugs that tend to get onto them, and then you have an issue, you know, because they could cause issues with the cats. So I was like, oh. And like I said, all of these things were things that I learned from, you know, from the community, and I was like, oh, thank you. And so I ended up, after donating, I actually ended up buying, well, it was considered a donation for her to continue making more of these shelters, because we do have several community cat like colonies around the area, and so she was making some. We have a few, like I said, there's one by the hospital, there's one by our McDonald's. Wherever there's like little wooded area patches, that's normally where you'll find a colony of cats. And so I got one, and oh my gosh, Toby loves it. He still uses it. I tried getting him a fancy smancy house and all that, and he prefers his little shelter. He prefers his little shelter with his straw. Hey, Miss Grace, how are you doing, friend? So, and it's actually not that expensive to make those things. It's a matter of just getting the supplies. But, yeah, like, don't put blankets out for animals, because blankets actually freeze and stick to their fur, you know, when they perspirate at night. So that is actually not good. So your best bet is, unless you have like a little heated pad in one of those little heated houses, then your best bet is just a bit of straw, so they can keep their own body temperature. Hope everybody is doing well. We are converting this bottle from something that would have probably ended up in the trash under normal circumstances into something that'll be pretty to keep and use, you know, elsewhere. I'll see if I can find my fairy lights and put some fairy lights inside. So now that I've painted it, maybe now you can actually see that the rose design that it has on the side here. So we'll end after it's obviously going to need another better coat on here, but afterwards we'll end up putting what you call it, so like some rub and buff on it. Okay, so now we're gonna start putting our clay pieces so that they can dry in the shape that we need them to dry. Right, Wiki? Wiki's looking at me like, huh? What? What are we talking about? Well, if you're gonna be up here, you gotta be a manager. You gotta help me manage and figure out these things, buddy. And I'm trying to be a little delicate with this just because we don't want to... Hello there, Miss Wanda. We don't want to deform the clay, okay? Because it's still wet. How are you doing, dear? I hope you are doing well. Getting ready for the new year coming up, 2026. Oh my God, y'all, how fast has time gone by. Ah, my kid's gonna be 20. My middle kiddo is gonna be 20 this year. Like, where in the world has time gone? I'm using some Gorilla Glue, but if you have something like a Titebond, that works just as well. I've actually used Titebond many times with clay pieces. But right now, what I have is this, so that is what we're going to use. You know, use what you got. I did pick up a glue that Miss Wendy from Dusty Granny was recommending, and I'm gonna try it out and see if I like it more than the Fabri-Tac. So we're gonna see how that goes. Obviously not today because I'm not doing that kind of project, but I do want to figure that out. So oh my gosh, congratulations! That is a great way to bring in the new year with a new life. That is awesome. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you, friend. That is just wonderful. How fun. So how many grandkids is that for you, sweetie? I ain't got none yet. And unless something happens drastic, it's gonna be a while before I have any grandkids. I don't think any of them are even thinking about that. It's They ain't even got girlfriends, so I ain't gotta worry too much about that. Here, let's do one of these ones. So again, I'm just adding all this on here. And again, once everything is good and dry, then we can paint over everything again. And then I'm going to buff everything with a little gold or maybe some bronze. That might work. Or even some red. Could do that too. Aw, that is so sweet. Hello, I got paint on out here and glue, and you're stepping on my clay. Get your paws off. Come on, come on. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Here, y'all, you want to be in the camera? Here, look. You can be in the camera for a second. Say, hello everybody, I'm Wick. I'm Wick. I'm the baby. I'll be 2 this year. Yeah. Yeah. This is Wick. He's our baby. You say hi? No? Okay. You gonna go? Come on. You can go. There you go. Good boy. Oh my goodness. So he's the one who decided that he was gonna photobomb all of y'all. Take over the camera. That's him for sure. No mistaking that little boy anywhere. Wait a second, which one did I have next? We had this one. So. You got a new grandbaby too! Oh, congratulations, Miss Grace! Wow, look at all them grandbabies. You know what? That is the beauty of life and the blessings of life, is to have new life coming into the world. You know, that we can love and we can nurture. So congratulations to all of y'all on them beautiful babies. Someone to hold tight, spoil a little. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna do after the rose. So I gotta do a rose on this side. Now, the only thing with this Gorilla Glue is that it does not dry instantly. So it does take it a bit to dry. And then remember that with clay, you know, most clay will shrink as it dries. So even though I might be putting them really close to each other, by the time they dry, they won't be exactly the same. They'll be close to each other, but they won't be like touching each other exactly, because, you know, of how that's gonna work out. Okay, so let's put this one here. Aw, thank you, dear. I hope so. Very different from the from like I said, my other favorite bottle, but this one might be a close one. That other one did take me a long time to make though, because it took several days for the clay, because I actually hand sculpted everything on that one. I do need to do something else like it. Definitely need to do something else like it for sure. Wiki, what are you doing, baby? And then here's Luna. Luna, what you up to, girl? What you up to, pretty girl? So out of the 6 cats, we have 2 boys. Mr. Toby, he's the oldest, and Wick, he's the youngest. And then the other 4 are in between, and they're all girls. So when we moved here, we only had girls, and that was interesting on its own. And then like I said, Toby was here, and he just stuck. You haven't? Well, hopefully you will soon, sweetie. Hopefully this new year will inspire you to create again. You know? I hope it does. Yeah, I gotta show you guys the other one. The other one was my other bottle was inspired by the bottle itself. So on the bottle it said Kraken. So that inspired what I ended up doing with it. Oops, about smashed that. Okay, let's add this last rose down here at the bottom. So I do not have anything down here, and I'm unsure if I should have something that low. Nah, it'll be fine. I don't know, it looks off. It looks like it needs it, so I might have to make something. So I'm thinking of putting, what is it? That looks more like a poinsettia. Well, I definitely don't want to use a poinsettia. It's not what I'm trying to do. Alright, so where are you? Yeah, so we need something for here at the bottom. We need one for here. Like I said, it's kind of like it doesn't look like it's finished all the way. So we'll definitely have to put something there. And I am thinking, since it's at the bottom, that maybe this one right here would work the best. And I love this clay. This one, I actually got it at the Hobby Lobs. It's called a lightweight stone clay, air dry. It reminds me a lot of like a foam clay. So it's really soft to work with, which is great, because I used to do a lot with polymer clay, but polymer clay got to where it was really hard on my hands to knead and such. And even after I would get like the machine, because I got a pasta machine for it to help me knead it and everything, you know, you still have to shape and work it, and it still got to be too much. So maybe that one would work too. I'm gonna see what both of them look like, and we'll see. But yeah, I can tell you that personalities between all them cats is hilarious. Okay, where did my little clay tool go to? So I think we'll be able to get this done. At least the bulk of it, we will. Yeah, I actually like how that looks. I like how that looks. So we're just gonna trim the edges a little bit, make it look clean. I'll leave that since it's already made, and we'll make a second one. Like that. So since we are taking out the old and bringing in the new, what is everybody hoping and, you know, wishing for the new year? What are we praying that 2026 will bring? I'm kind of curious what everybody is. So curious what everyone is going to be trying to do for this new year. New year, new you. What are y'all doing? Anyone? Anybody? No, this is an D'Amore Amaretto bottle. Hey there, Miss Lindell. I can post a picture of what it looked like before. I think I have another one, so I can post that for y'all to see. How you doing, dear? I hope you are having a wonderful, blessed Monday and almost New Year. So today's event is out with the old and in with the new. So I have taken an old bottle Because we always use paper, I've decoupaged it with a napkin, and I did it in reverse so that we can see it through the glass. This bottle is, she's only 4 by 7. She's not that big, which is really nice. Let me see if I can see. What was it? How many milliliters? Because that's the label of it. That's the label of the bottle, and it was. I don't see. I don't see how many milliliters. What I mean by I did it in reverse is normally when you decoupage, we decoupage with the image facing upward, okay? So if I were to want to decoupage this, right, I would put my stuff down and then I would put my napkin on top of it, right? The reverse is when instead of putting the blank side down and the image facing me, I actually put the picture down, so that in this case the picture is facing through the glass, almost making like I said it earlier, snow globe effect, which is really cool. I mean, yes, I could have put it on here, but now I have it, you can see through it, so now I can put lights in there, or I could put like maybe heart confetti, and it can float in there, you know, things of that nature. Yes, the globe effect, exactly, like a snow globe. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I was going for. Making a snow globe effect for it. That's exactly right. The mirror effect. Hey there, MJ. How you doing, sweetie? Oh, thank you, Miss Sheila. How you doing, sweetheart? Thank you all for popping on. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, this is just some clay here, some paint, some napkins, an old bottle that would have ended up in either the recycle or the trash, right? Like I said, the only thing I do drink is an amaretto sour, so normally a little bottle like this will last a good while. But I love the shape of it, and I love that it has the etched roses on it and stuff. So yeah, it's a really cool effect when you do that. Very cool effect. Okay, so we have these ones. Now let's add the one that we just did to the bottom, so we can finish that off. Yay, I'm so glad to hear that you're doing better. That makes me happy. So glad to hear that. You know, we worry when our friends are not feeling well. Yeah, Miss MJ, you had us worried. We were hoping that everything was okay. And I was like, well, I saw her on earlier before the event started. So, I hope she's okay. You are okay, hon. I figured that's what happened. Like I said, because I did see that you were live earlier before we actually started. So I was like, oh, she must have just forgot that she had a time this afternoon with us. So it's all good. I hopped on and people got to see how, you know, how you take the label off the bottle and all that, because I was going to technically do that in most of my clay pieces while I was watching you. But it's all good. We're just having a good old time. I'm just glad that you're okay. I hope that your blah goes away, 'cause blah ain't fun. I really do pray that the new year does bring a lot more good for all of y'all. Well, for me too, for that matter, but you know what I mean. Hey there, Miss Lydia. How you doing, sweetie? I loved your little reel the other day, or short, however you want to call it, where you were showing to use the to make a master board with the grocery ad. That was pretty cool. Well, those are free things we can pick up, or they come in our mail. There's so much we can use. So much. Alright, and I do want to add this rose onto the inside of the lid. So even though, because the lid almost looks like petals, so I do want to add that on the inside. So we are going to add that on the inside. Oh, yeah. I thought that was really cool. Like, I mean, you know, we do need the ingredients, and I think making a recipe type journal is really cool. Especially because it could be something you can hand down, you know? Well, that's because you've been pushing yourself too much. Aw, thank you, dear. I appreciate that, Miss Sarah. Our lovely Sarah is up after me, so y'all make sure that you stay tuned to watch what she's going to do. I'm excited to see what she's going to come up with. Everybody's been doing awesome. If y'all missed seeing the snippet roll that that Miss Vicky did, or I love the clock that that Miss Mandy was showing us with the little, like, on the branch and all. That is so cool. I'm sure that that was a very cool find in a thrift store. And now I'm going to be looking for one because I want one. Well, hello there, Miss Joe. How are you, friend? Thank you. I am very happy to see you too, my friend. Yes, and yeah, see, once you start dying, it is hard to stop because it is so much fun. It's like when I start dying, like, you know, with anything from, because I'll start with paper and then I'll go to lace and then, you know, I'll do different trims or whatever. Like, it's a whole day process. A whole day process. It was the best invisible craft. Yes. Yes, it was. MJ, I love you, sister. You know, it's all good. I was, like I said, we were just worried that you were okay. And I was like, I think she's okay. I think she just might have forgot. Because I did see her on. And that's my biggest thing. As long as y'all are fine, you know, it ain't life or death. We're, you know, yes, it's an event and all, but hey, we're only human, and if we can't give each other grace, then there's a problem. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you for sprinkling me out. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Very, very mucho. As we say. Oh. Nah, sweetie, I mean, look. I understand how things are because my life is, like, honestly, I could be watching an event that I'm in and be like 2 presenters out and a migraine hits. I mean, it is what it is. You know, sometimes I can fight through it and sometimes I can't. And I try not to because I know it puts, you know, the event people in a bind, but at the same time, life is life. It happens. So that's why I've always told y'all, and when it comes to my events, I'm very chill. Like, you don't have to stress. Obviously, if you can't participate or something comes up, yeah, let me know. Biggest thing is because I'm worried. I'm not worried about last minute trying to fill anybody in. If I can hop on, I'll hop on. If I'm out running errands, it is what it is. We'll just come back when the next presenter's ready. It's okay. We're here to have fun together. That's the biggest thing. You know, is we're here to have fun together. To be, you know, supportive of each other and just be here. But it doesn't have to be, you know, just like I know many times, for the most part, I'm always closing out. So I'm on at 10, 11 o'clock. I know that a lot of y'all ladies are not going to be up at that time because you have to be up at the crack of dawn for work or for your kids. That's fine with me. You're able to come back and be inspired. Wonderful. You know, because that's why I do this, is to hopefully inspire others. I don't know, it might be the wrong mentality, but it's how I think. Now remember, the clay still has to dry, so it will shrink some, okay? Well, thank you. Yeah, I try my best not to let others down when I'm in their events and stuff, because I know that it does cause stress for people. But in my events, y'all, please, like I've said so many times, I don't want this to ever be a stressful environment for anybody. I just want y'all to come on here and have fun. You know, that's what it's about. Come and play. If your craft doesn't come out, or it's not like you like, because like Miss Grace earlier, she was like, wasn't 100% sure about it, you know, that's fine. That's okay. You know, you came and you played. That's all that matters. We had fun together, you know? So. Alright, let's try and dry this and see how it looks, okay? Like I said, the clay still has to dry, so overnight it's going to shrink a little, and I will have to touch up the paint. So I am not going to worry about making sure that my paint right now is perfect, because it won't be. I'm glad. That's all I want, is I just want y'all to have fun. That's fine. I'm glad that you did. Thank you. You go have fun, dear. Look, life's too short, y'all. to be stressing about stuff. So see, look at how that looks. And see, so when I come and buff this, it'll look real pretty. But like I said, it's gonna shrink, so I'm gonna have to touch up the paint around it. So I'm not gonna buff now because I'm gonna have to touch up the paint. Okay, so that we're gonna leave. And I'm thinking, I like the idea of adding like maybe like a chunky glitter or something in there, so I'm probably going to do that to that. I think that's what I might do. Now for this, hey Deb, how you doing, sweetie? I'm excited to see what you're gonna do tonight. Miss Deb from Sassy Chicks 101 will be on at 9 Eastern, so make sure you guys are watching. Have a wonderful new year, Miss Wanda, and congratulations on your grandchild. Enjoy the blessing for the new year. What you guys think about if we paint this actually red, since it's like the petals? Or should it stay, or should we just go black and then buff it and buff this out so it kind of contrasts? What do you guys think? Because I don't want to do it white because the bottle's white. So what do you guys think we should do for that? Because that's going to go like that. Hey, sweet Carla, how you doing, dear? So you see how that's going to be all white, and like I said, I mean, I'm going to obviously clean the glass a little bit better, and then I got to buff it, and I'll clean the glass again. But should this be white as well, or should we color this maybe a red or a pink to match the napkin on the inside? What do y'all think? Seeing as this is like a whole petal, right? Because look at how that bottle, the bottle cap is. Red, do it in red. Well, I'm gonna buff all of this with gold, so I don't know if I want this to be black with gold, and then the only thing that's red or pink is gonna be the inside. That's what I was thinking. Maybe do red. I can still buff it with the same gold that I'll do here, but I think that way it'll tie in with that, with the bless your heart napkin that we used. See, it says bless your heart. And if you're from the South, you know what that might mean. It's a good thing this time, I promise. Yeah, the pink or the red. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe more of a darker pink, not so much like a red. Because, you know, we're not going for like that vibrant red. I think a pink red. That would look good. So how you doing, my sweet Carla dear? Nope. We're gonna examine these two. Awesome! I'm glad to hear that. I went to Michael's today. See, this is what happens when you call me and you're over there. Then I end up going. I went and picked up some of the 12 by 12 containers. So let's see. Let's see what this one is. Oh, I like this one more. Yep, that's what happens. That's exactly what happened. You call me and then I end up going. Of course, I'm glad I had a show the other day, so I had some funds for it. But yeah, that was, and they had the things I want, but not in the color I wanted. Okay, here we go. No, I had already told him I needed some containers, so I told him I was going to go today. And he was like, alright. Alright, so obviously I'm not going to get done painting all of this. Plus I need this to dry and all that. So either we'll finish this on another live, or I'll finish it and then show you guys at some point. And all I'm doing is roughing up the plastic a little bit, because that way the paint will stick. They actually told me that the organizational sale is really, the bulk of it is on the 4th. So to come back, and I'd probably be able to get the shelf I want, because the shelf I want is from their like modular thing. It's so that you can put the 12 by 12 containers in, and right now it's like $69 where it's normally like $150 or something. So, but they didn't have in white. They only had one, and it was in black. And I was like, everything else, all of the rest of my stuff is in white. I need it in white. I'm not gonna. So she told me that they were getting another truck on Friday. And I was like, okay, fine. Hey, by any chance, does your store have the gingerbread, or does anybody's store, Michael's store, have the gingerbread paper? Because mine does not. None of my stores near me have it. And I was really hoping to pick up the gingerbread paper pack and the Holly Jolly, which was their pink paper pad. If anybody sees it, I will pay for shipping and for the cost of the pad. Just let me know, because like I said, I looked and I was willing to drive, but they don't even have them anywhere in none of the ones in Atlanta. So see, I like that red. We just gotta dry it. Yay, thank you for the 5 stars. Please, I would appreciate it. And I did go by the Hobby Lobby to see if they had that tree that Marsha was talking about. Nah, my store don't got it. They only got them big trees left. They only have the big trees and the what are they called? Like the Grinch trees that are kind of like swooped over and in a very bright Grinch green, and then like the teeny tiny little planter style. So I was like, oh well, darn. And they didn't have anything. And considering that they were only at 60% off, that was surprising. Hello there, Miss Natalie. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Well, I am so grateful that you guys came and joined me. We will finish this, like I said, either on another live, or I will show you guys what it looks like when it is finished. Thank you for hanging out with me. We're going to go and see Miss Sarah, because she will be on. And I am so excited. And then after Miss Sarah, we have Miss Renee. After, did I check online for the paper pad? Yeah, they don't have it. Yeah, I looked. They didn't have it. That's why I was like, okay, I guess at this point, if it'd only be to see if they have it in store somewhere. So, because you know, if they have like 1 or 2 left, they won't sell them online even for pickup. It's just aggravating. But alright, let me find Miss Sarah and let's go and support her, my friends. And I will show you guys what that looks like when it is, like I said, either when it's finished or we will finish it together. Okay, so let's go, and I'm going to pull her up, the Wobbly Nickel. She is live, so I'm going to share her into the group. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. As always, it's a pleasure, and I pray God's blessings on 2026 for each and every one of you. Know how much I love you, and I truly do appreciate you, and I'm excited for the upcoming new year. So hopefully I will get to have more time with you guys then. So y'all be blessed, be safe if you do go out, and until I see you guys again, ciao!